What's up everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about my thoughts as a professional player on the Nike SABRINA 2. If you're new to this channel, my name is Lucas. I play in the first division in Austria, play professional basketball there. So don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more professional performance reviews. With that being said, let's get back to the SABRINA 2 and start with their retail price. 130 euros or dollars is a pretty nice price in today's market, in my personal opinion. And I got these from Kicks. You can find an affiliate link down in the description box below. Also for the design of the shoe, I really like what they did there. Of course, some people might not like it because they do look a lot like another very popular Nike shoe, which is the Nike Kobe 5. You can definitely see the similarities there. They do look alike, especially the big swoosh on the side and the overall shape of the shoe. The big question is, do they also perform alike? And the quick answer is yes. Starting from traction performance, it was really nice on clean courts. Also pretty good on dusty courts. Dust pickup wasn't too bad. You can see they changed the traction pattern up a little bit in comparison to the SABRINA 1, which you can see up there. And we have some different pattern types. We have a radial pattern here in the heel. We have an S pattern here in the forefoot. And of course, we also still have this long line right in the middle of the outsole that we also had on the Nike SABRINA 1. Here you can see it a little bit better because it's in a different color than the rest of the outsole. But apart from that, the outsole pattern did change a lot. The performance didn't really change. The SABRINA 1 was really nice already. So are the 2s. The only weird thing I noticed was that when I was sweating, and it's really hot in Austria at the moment, so my off-season workouts, there's a lot of sweat in there. And when my sweat was dropping onto the floor and I stepped in like, not even a sweat puddle, just like one drop of sweat, I would slip like crazy. And of course, if it's wet, the shoe can't grip the floor as well, but I haven't noticed it in this extreme sense with any other shoe so far. I don't know if it was just me, so maybe let me know down below in the comments if you also had that impression, if you played with the SABRINA 1 already, with the SABRINA 2, my bad. So that was like the only downside to the shoe. I'm not quite sure about like durability for outdoors. The grooves are very shallow and thin and probably like easy to move, so maybe if you can get an XDR version, a gum rubber outsole, or maybe just like a solid rubber one. This one is a little bit translucent as well. That should work, but it won't be the most durable setup. For the cushioning setup, it's also not going to be the best for outdoors. It's very similar to the SABRINA 1. Very low to the ground. Great for quick and shifty guards. If you need more impact protection, these are probably not for you. We have a changed foam in the midsole. We actually have a dual density foam. We have a stiffer Cushlon 3.0 carrier on the outsole and a Cushlon 3.0 core in the middle of the outsole. And it's, as I said, a very low to the ground ride with just enough impact protection, but nothing crazy. And of course, in the forefoot, we have the exact same air zoom unit we had in the Nike SABRINA 1. So the forefoot didn't change, just the foam changed. Here we had React foam, which was also a very nice setup. But essentially, just from my perspective, they feel very similar. I couldn't really tell the difference if I had them on foot just from a cushioning standpoint. The fit is different, the material is also a little bit different. The support features stayed relatively the same. That's what we're going to talk about next. I like the support on the SABRINA 1. Funnily enough, I usually don't like when shoes flex in the midfoot area. So I really don't like that if they flex right around this area here. And the SABRINA 1, as you could just see, does that. And usually the support of a shoe is really bad then. But everything else about the SABRINA 1 was very nice. And the support features were very nice. You had those flywire cables, great lacing system, a heel counter, a shank plate. So it was pretty good. You had this outrigger here as well. They felt supportive. I felt locked in, safe and secure, even though they flex in the midfoot, which I usually don't like, because your foot itself shouldn't flex there. So I do prefer some forefoot flex, but I don't like midfoot flex. Interestingly enough, the SABRINA 2 flexes a little bit more forward, so they seem to have fixed it a little bit with the new shank plate they added. And we also still have a very supportive upper, even though it's only a mesh. We have those cables, kind of like flywire, which you can see here throughout the upper. And we also, as I said, have a shank plate, a heel counter, and a very nice outrigger. You can see that the outsole goes out here pretty far, and we even have a little part that goes out wider than the outsole itself, which is a very nice outrigger if you're doing a lot of lateral movements. So I had absolutely no issues with the support features on the SABRINA 2, and they felt very safe, very secure, just like the ones, so I can highly recommend them, especially for quick and shifty guards that need that nice and tight lockdown for quick lateral moves especially. Now for the materials, I also really enjoyed them. They're not premium if you consider leather materials premium. I don't like them as much. The pair that I really like with leather materials is actually the Book 1. Those are very nice. All the other shoes with leather I didn't enjoy as much. Also like the LeBron 21, I didn't really like them with leather as much. I preferred the more synthetic materials on these two colorways here. So I also liked that they didn't add leather. They kept it pretty much the same. It's very similar build on the materials here. You can see in the forefoot. The one is maybe a bit more breathable. You can see some holes in there, which the 2 doesn't have anymore here in the forefoot. It's really closed up. You've got some overlays, some more synthetic overlays as well. So it's a little bit more closed up and not as breathable. I wish they would have added a tongue like on the Nike Kobe 5 and 6, where you have this honeycomb type of tongue, which is very breathable and reduces the weight as well, and which molds to your feet very nicely. It's even more dominant on the Kobe 6 because you can feel it in combination with the insole. The insole of the Sabrina 2 is nothing special, your standard Nike insole. If you want to upgrade them, I can recommend trying out Victory insoles. They are a sponsor of mine, but the insoles do 100% work. Just so you know, they are expensive, but they work. I've tested them with force plates, with jump plates, and every time when I had them in, I would jump higher on average and my max jump would be higher. I haven't tested them for speed yet, as in my opinion it's not as important for basketball. Of course it is, but you can really measure it as well on the basketball court. It's very hard to gain an advantage just by using insoles on the basketball court, whereas in like track or football, soccer, it would help a lot because you're running longer distances. But just for jumping, they 100% work, and they also add the stability factor that I mentioned. I don't like when the shoe flexes here, it just doesn't feel nice for my feet. So you can add the Victory insoles and they will add that support and they won't flex anymore. But back to the shoe, we're talking about the materials. They're also a little bit lighter than the Sabrina 1, not significantly, but just a tiny little bit, which is always nice. And the materials overall fit very nicely, need almost no break-in time. That's a very big plus for synthetic materials. Right out of the box, they are nice and soft. And now lastly, talking about the fit of the Sabrina 2, it's actually way better for me personally than the Sabrina 1. Those were very narrow, as you can see, the toe box especially. And here on the 2, you can see it's a lot wider. Also the side-by-side comparison, you can see, especially also here in this area, and the toe box itself, it's way wider. I have extremely wide feet, so I did really enjoy the fit of the Sabrina 2, and I would recommend going true to size with them. Unless you have insanely wide feet, you probably need to size up on any pair. Anyways, just like me, I need to go up a full size on every pair. With that being said, that's all I have on the Nike Sabrina 2. If you enjoyed my review, leave a like, comment your thoughts on the Sabrina 2, and as I said, if you enjoyed it, please subscribe to my channel. It would help me out a lot. With that being said, see you next time for more performance reviews.